So I reiterate here, the bill is dead.
The story of this great city is about the years before this night. We are free!
Hey everybody, it's a new episode of Ho Ho Hong Kong. I'm your host Mohammed Magdi, and as you are usually used to Vivek opening the show, but we knew that was going to happen eventually. I took over, I kicked Vivek out of his own apartment. I now own this new apartment. It was too good to keep him. He has one already in the same building. He can stay in the old apartment. That's it. This is a takeover. This is a military coup. Mohammed is taking over Hong Kong. Tell the news, tell the media, it's over for Vivek. He's had it good for too long. That's it. That's the whole episode. It's just me. And if you see someone else in the title, there's another name that is also not true. I tricked you into listening to this. And it's just Muhammad going on crazy rants. It's basically Bill Burr for poor people is what is going to happen with this podcast. New announcement, new me, new podcast. All right, that's enough of that. Vivek will come back and probably kick my ass if I don't stop talking shit. But he is actually not on tonight. Or today on this episode of Hong Kong. He has something to run off to, but also he has no idea how close this guest is to me. So I told Vivek, step out, go on the sideline, go do whatever Vivek does, talking to kids at schools or whatever. And I am going to talk to my guest by myself because I'm a big boy. And my guest is one of my closest friends back from Shanghai. Cool dude. We've known each other for how many years? At least 8 to 10. Yeah. He's pointing at me with the fingers. Let's allow him to talk. It's the free word. He can talk too. Alessio is on.
Hello.
Hey, buddy.
How you doing?
Good. I needed to carry this with energy to show the people that I can also open the podcast.
That's okay. I was just still catching my breath from walking all the way up here from Central.
You made such a rookie Hong Kong mistake so we record on Kane Road, and you took the MTR to Central and walked up.
Yeah, it's walk
like
10
a
minutes.
dummy.
I can do that.
Can you though?
Yeah, up a mountain.
For people who don't know who Alessio is, you probably know what Mamahuhu is. You probably at least heard the name, heard us talk about it. If you have been in China, any time between 2010 to 2020 is sounds probably the same
right,
as some. Yeah. You probably heard of Mamahuhu, and Alessio was the brains and the camera behind Mamahuhu. Sometimes in front, even though you're a bit shy sometimes.
The brains in the camera.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, the brains, you're writing a lot of them too, right?
A lot of you guys are writing stuff. I would normally just shape stuff to whatever dumb kind of thing I thought was funny, and then now and again would write stuff and basically learning to write from everyone else.
Yeah. It is cool. What is your background though? What did you study back home?
I studied film and television productions, but I don't really give it.
Oh, so that is your field. You sell yourself short. You make it sound sometimes like, oh no, I don't know what I'm doing behind the camera. You study that shit.
Yeah, but I didn't really learn anything from it. And also I didn't attend a lot of classes.
Where was your school?
In Glasgow College of.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can tell, but he has a very heavy Nigerian accent. So you can tell where he's from.
I'm half Italian, half Glaswegian. Grew up in Glasgow most of my life. But was born in Italy.
Do you speak Italian?
No,
that's.
no.
If you have to look
Italian,
for it,
yeah.
I don't know.
When I go to Italy, I get people look at my passport your name is more Italian than me. Why do you not speak Italian?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't say last name, but it is in the title of the episode. Avezzano, is that correct? Is that how you say it?
That's correct. Yeah.
Isn't that also the brand for the coffee?
Oh,
or Lavazza.
That's
that's pretty close.
You're right. Yeah, that's something Zano. It's not Avezzano, but it's missing
Lavazza, I think, or whatever that brand is,
or something like that. Yeah, and it's got but it's always around an O, so it almost looks like my name.
Yes.
Avezzano is the name of a city in
Italy.
Yeah, and with my Instagram account, I was fast enough to register at Avezzano as my Instagram.
Funny.
And I often get tagged with, hey, I'm inside Avezzano tonight. No, you're not.
Your wife's like, who's that?
Yeah, party in Avezzano tonight.
Amazing. So they're tagging you, as if you are like the location.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Often, yeah. There's
Where
a
is
sale at Avezzano.
Did you go? Like, is that where your family's from?
I think originally it's really hazy. Something like maybe a long time ago, orphans were just given the name of the city that they were found in, or something like that. I think that's something to do with like how we have that name. But yeah, that's about all I know.
Yeah. Well, it happens that just last week we're talking about something that is maybe I can get your input on. How do you say the thing that when you take a shower, what do you use to dry yourself with?
A towel?
All right, that's pretty close. That's pretty close. We had someone on the show a long time ago, well, a few months ago or whatever, and a very nice Scottish man. And he said his wife does not understand him every time he says it because he just says tile.
Give me the towel.
Yeah, yours is softer. He's just proper.
I have a softer accent.
Yeah.
Hung around
but if someone says tile, is that something that you think is a towel?
It sounds like you're saying tile, but I get
exactly.
I know. I would understand it, yeah.
Yeah, you would understand.
Yeah.
I think also I saw something you made maybe during COVID or whenever, when everyone in the cast was Scottish.
Right.
And it was difficult.
Yes.
It was really hard. I think, was it the Islanders thing or whatever you guys were doing at the time?
Yeah, we're doing skits. So, yeah, that was a tough thing. Because you wanted, when I left China, which was like, happened very quickly, I wanted to still make stuff, but it's such a like a whiplash for the audience to be like, hey, everyone talks like this.
It's so hard, dude. Like, I worked with you and I can understand you and I can understand Matt. I would say like 95%. But then you guys talk, it's almost like I understand French, but then people from Paris talk to each other and I'm gone. Like there's nothing I can understand. But yeah, it was difficult. But that was also for the BBC, wasn't it?
Yeah. If you want to start, you want to go in there?
Yeah.
All right. So when I left Shanghai, multiple reasons for leaving, but part of the reasons was like having so much fun with Mamahuhu that I would really want to do this as a career. And living in Shanghai, I was working as a full-time as a director or a DP or editor, whatever gigs came.
Was
my
that
way.
all your time in Shanghai? We're gonna jump back and forth a bit.
In Shanghai, I worked for 2 companies before going freelance. The first one was a tourism company where we were making hotel videos and things like that. And that was the first time I got hired full time in that field. So I was like panicking I was going to get asked something I didn't do. So I basically, if I wasn't working, I was on YouTube watching tutorials for stuff. I'd never get asked like, how do you make a
pillow
explosion?
Look nice?
I'm filming hotels. How do I like CG
a tile
explosion? And then after that, I got hired to work for a startup that were all focused on making cross-cultural comedy. And they kind of talked me into coming in because they also hired Zach from Donnie Does.
Right. So let's stop here a bit because even that history, I am like sometimes I try to think about it and I can't get the timeline clear. So the company that has they were already big in China at the time, or were they like startup like just starting?
TMD.
Yeah.
So in all honesty, it was a rich Taiwanese kid who was on his second startup,
right?
Funded by his dad,
right?
The last one failed. Then he got money. You know, he'll never listen to this, and it's kind of a mean thing to say, but it's true. It's kind of the thing that he's not very employable.
Sure.
Also, doesn't need to be employed,
right? Because he has daddy's money.
Like a year into working there, he was like, I found out he had a swimming pool in his house, and I was like, why did you never invite us? So he got money to start up this company. They were doing some odd stuff like translating stuff, like low end stuff, and like I think they were doing like ultra softcore like bikini videos.
Okay,
like they're re-editing stuff. Like
sure.
They were just doing, I don't know the ins and outs. But they were like, we're going to make cross-cultural comedy or cross-cultural content. Let's start with pranks.
And they hired you and Zach at full-time at the same time?
Yeah. And they hired Matt part-time.
Okay, Matt also, for people who don't know, is your half-brother.
Yeah, he came to China like 6 months after me. Younger brother, he's the on-camera guy. He's the personality,
Right?
And he's, he loves attention, like a lot of people do.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, I'll do pranks." So
Right. Okay. How did they find Zach? Do you know?
How did what?
How did they find Zach?
Everyone just found Zach because he was making. Zach started making content as soon as he kind of arrived, and he had a kind of online persona, which I kind of describe as a reverse Borat.
Right.
Like he's like a dumb Bostonian in a foreign country.
Sure.
And he gets himself into all these kind of wacky situations. And when I first discovered his videos, I thought I didn't know it was a character.
Yeah.
I was like, this guy's a fucking asshole. But I think a few videos later, I think the one that cracked me up was when he just randomly let a duck loose in the Apple store and just chased it, like the biggest Apple store in Shanghai. He's trying to catch it.
Oh, it's so good. So again, for people who don't know who Zach is, he is goes by Donnie Does now. And Zach is his real name, obviously. And he is the foreign correspondent for Barstool Sports.
Right.
And he's a pretty big internet figure right now.
He's very big, and a good measure of that is, especially his comedy. Barstool Sports is based around American sports.
Yeah.
I got asked randomly a couple of weeks ago. They was like, "Do you know the Wonton Don?"
Yeah.
And I was really taken back. And I was like, "Do you know the Wonton Don?" He was like messaging Zach, "Are you famous?"
Yeah.
And the guy was like so excited. He was like riffing all these like things that he saw him doing. I was like, "Oh, I was there for that one. I was there for that one." And then I messaged Zach and I was like, "Can you make a video for this guy? Because I want to be really cool right now." He did it, and the guy's like, "You just made my
losing
day."
it. It is crazy because Zach also has created some like he has his own kind of terms almost that is now like kind of like hippo mode is one of them.
Yeah.
Like people just go in the comments like, "Yeah, man, hippo mode all the way" and stuff like.
Termies, the Hoon Lounge.
Yeah. He created that, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And obviously, huge following. Goes by Wonton Don. That's his handle. And going back to China. So you and Zach are working for the rich Taiwanese kid.
And they want to make content. They don't really know what they're doing. At that time, YouTube pranks were all the rage. So they're
even in China. Like the equivalent on like Yuko or whatever, were they also doing pranks?
No, not really, actually. It was just like, hey, it's big on YouTube, let's do it in China.
Okay.
And there's a very big cultural clash. Like, you can't do that. Also, we were doing it wrong. We were like pranking people and then just walking away. We weren't like, there's a camera, there's a camera.
Right.
We just left. So that guy just spent the rest of his life going, remember that day when fucking...
Give me an example, a couple of examples. I know one of the big ones, but like give me one of the not as crazy ones.
So some of the first ones I did, there was one that was that everyone commented that it was so mean. It was like we had a pretty woman standing on the street and she's just waving, like to get your attention.
That,
and you're like, and the other guy across the street is like, me?
Yeah.
And then starts to walk, and then Zach disappears behind them, and it's just like misunderstanding. That kind of thing.
Right.
People.
Yeah.
And then you just saw like a couple of them just absolutely crushed when they realized she wasn't talking to them.
Yeah.
And then again, we just let that guy live the rest of his life without knowing.
He never knew.
So we weren't really doing them right.
Yeah.
There was.
And you guys are getting paid full-time employees to do that.
Yeah, we're paid full-time employees.
That is whack. But in a way, that sounds like a dream job for like young kids, right?
Yeah, and at that time I was mid-20s.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like it was, and also you're putting online and get reactions, which is like very addictive.
Yeah, exactly.
And then eventually we stopped. Oh, there was 2 times. They eventually caused too much trouble.
Yes, so we're gonna ask about that next. So when did you guys decide like, all right, maybe the pranks is not the way to go?
I mean, we were already feeling it because they brought in another Chinese guy to make stuff with us, and he was like very much recognized that he wanted to be a filmmaker, even as well as me at the time, not really having built up the skills yet or know what I wanted to do. But he had that ambition as well, but we were just forced to make pranks. As the pranks were picking up, and Matt and Zach especially were getting recognized, the Taiwanese boss's ulterior motive started to show. He's like, I want to be famous. I want to be in these
Wow. So he wants to be in front of the camera now.
Yeah.
Okay.
He saw the attention they were getting. He's
Yes,
like,
yes.
I want that.
Yeah.
So he was like, let's make this huge prank for Halloween. There was two. This was like a 2-part zombie prank.
Okay.
One of them, which wasn't as sensational, was someone would dress up as Chinese. In Chinese lore, they have their version of zombies, and there's usually someone that controls them.
Okay.
I've totally forgot the rules, but anyway, this person would be in like handful like clothes.
Sure.
And he'd be walking down the street, and he would give out this like cursed note kind of thing to someone to say "Jiu Yanchuan." And the guy would keep walking, like, huh?
Yeah.
And he'd walk around the corner, and there'd be a row of Chinese zombies just like hopping towards him, and they'd be like, ah, and run away. And then the follow up to that is they wanted to do a Western zombie one where he added to the budget to bring in like a movie level makeup artist to make him like a disgustingly realistic.
So that
zombie.
was the boss.
Yes.
Yes.
He's like,
the biggest boss.
yeah, this is going to
in
be
the
my time to shine.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys. I'm the famous one.
Right.
And the plan was to go on line 2 during rush hour in Shanghai.
Line 2 in Shanghai, which is the busiest line in the city.
Yeah.
Rush hour, it's basically the equivalent here of the Admiralty interchange in rush hour in Hong Kong.
And he was going to go on full zombie gear.
Not in Halloween, by the way.
Not during Halloween, but during the middle of a SARS breakout. And he just gets on the subway and just starts coughing up blood.
Right. Zach is not in there.
No, Zach's not in it at all.
Yeah.
I think Zach might have left at that point because he was at that time trying to decide what he was wanting to do and go back and forth in the States.
Sure. Yeah.
So this was kind of like towards the end of his time at that company.
Right.
So it's perfect for him to step in.
Yeah.
Starts like throwing up blood and then like swaying towards people, and he just like caused mass hysteria. Cleared like 3 carts. Like the footage, you can see people just running from the live screaming, and he's just like fully committed, just going for it.
Right.
We were there filming on our phones.
Yeah.
Just we had to pretend like
You're passengers.
You were
like,
like, oh, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Filming. None of us wanted to do it. All of us told him
Right.
it was a terrible idea, but he pushed on and wanted to do it. And it turned out it was a terrible idea.
Of course. No shit.
So come Halloween,
yeah.
I'm at a Halloween party and I'm actually dressed as a Chinese zombie.
Right.
And I get a phone call from my boss. So he's like, Alessio, you need to come to the office right now. And I'm
Right.
kind of drunk as well. And I was like, what's wrong? He's like, the police are here. You need to come in and unlock the computers to give them the footage.
Right.
He explained to me that he's got some trouble for causing a
But that's a few months later. Or maybe just whatever.
A few weeks later.
Yeah.
We definitely filmed it in advance. And
Yeah.
then I had to go in, obviously terrified because I'm a foreigner. And I don't know to the extent of what trouble he's in. So I had to go into the office dressed as a zombie. I get in to the office and they're not there. They must be downstairs. So I quickly go in, try to unlock the folders and stuff. And then I hear them coming. So I just kind of run into a room and just hide in the corner.
As a Chinese zombie.
As a Chinese zombie. And then one of the Chinese police officers may have heard me or something like that. And just kind of walked in and just like stared at me. And I'm just... Ni hao. Just standing in the corner.
That should have been the video.
Yeah.
Like, this whole thing.
Wish we were filming that.
Yeah, exactly. It's a sketch.
So, the 2 things that came of that is he went to jail for 5 days.
The boss.
As punishment, yeah.
Right. And you didn't really get in trouble.
I didn't get in trouble. It was kind of deflected. I mean, good on him. I think he took the
hit.
Took the hit, yeah. Otherwise, it'd probably been way more complicated.
Well, also, I feel like it's not directly doesn't go back to you as in like you could just argue that you're a passenger who's filming and then he took your footage.
Up until now, and up until we did this podcast, yeah. That was the plan.
I will tell you that this podcast is quite big in China, so
it's pretty big with the cops.
not with the cops. I think you'll be fine.
He went to jail, and they swiftly introduced a law in Shanghai where you're not allowed to wear fancy dress costume on the public transport.
That is amazing. just because of your. So you
quite
guys
good
left
legacy.
a mark, exactly. Your legacy is Mamahuhu and this.
Yeah, and then all of this
You
led
changed
to
the law.
Mamahuhu. All of this like led to Mamahuhu.
Right.
Where we kind of made the argument like, this is not working.
Right.
We're going to just get more trouble.
Yeah.
None of us like doing it. We know we need to make something. Could we try? And then it was me and Johnny having a discussion like, why don't we make it like sketches? Again, this is at a time where BuzzFeed listicles and this versus that kind of thing was like pretty big, or like 10 reasons why, or 10 examples. And they said, yeah, go for it.
This is still the same company, boss still around.
Yeah, from
having
jail.
spent
He's like,
5
yeah. No, when he came out of jail, apparently he was just, like, I'm the man.
Oh, really? Wow.
I've done some time.
Did he get
some shit?
Did he get some tattoos?
Yeah,
like a teardrop.
Just kind of coming with a swagger. Yeah. 2 teardrops.
Amazing.
Yeah, so they gave us a few days to like, okay, let's try a sketch and see what happens.
What was the first one?
So again, just like no prior experience making sketches, really. Barely any experience storytelling with like acting and stuff like that. So, and it was up to me and Johnny. So he's Chinese. I'm a Westerner. So we're just like, all right, foreign guys do this, Chinese guys do that. And then went for one that was kind of obvious. It was like, the single Chinese guys versus single Western guys. And we just like, oh, so we could do this. And he said, oh, well, funny thing we could do is this. And then we just, it did very well.
Was that the first one that popped?
It started to pop immediately. So they let us, because no one else was doing it. So it started to pop immediately. And they're pretty bad, but they did very well.
Yeah. We look at like stand-ups, we look at also like old material, like old footage or whatever, and maybe in the room it's doing well and you're just ashamed of it. You're like, oh my God, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
What the fuck? So I guess, probably the equivalent of that. You're like, yeah, that did well, but
it's not my favorite.
The quality is great. It's not great. And
Also at that time, they were like, I think in hindsight, everyone who was involved in that company was like, we should have been targeting Western audiences primarily the whole time, because they were trying to really appeal, like they were doing it completely wrong. They were trying to appeal mostly to Chinese audiences using foreign
faces,
performers. Yeah, and that's kind of an uphill battle, but we've really found the audience from Chinese people who are interested in Western culture or spent time abroad or like speak English, but primarily it was people that were like either expats, had been through China or interested in China. But that was always, in hindsight, like they realized that's who the audience was. So there was always kind of, in the beginning, there was always a kind of battle for what we were making.
Yeah. And to jump around a little bit, what is it like? You left in 2020, early 2020, is that correct?
Yeah,
or late 2019?
Just literally days before COVID broke out.
Yeah. So what is it like? And we had stopped making videos before that anyway, right? Like 2019 maybe?
Yeah, it was starting to slow down. And we kind of like, I was planning on leaving. So I came about that we were like, hey, let's do like one last like big episode that kind of evolved really kind of spontaneously. It was Scarlet Shanghai and me. So that was kind of like, with that and with Andy's special that we were going to put on, that Comedy Central picked up, but online we were going to put on our channel as well.
Yeah.
That was kind of like the ending kind of plan. So, it was all kind of ramping down.
Yeah, my question was like, just to give the timeline, what was it like that now, almost 5 years later, we are all still getting messages about the time, whether it's from people who were there at the time watching the videos or new expats who are now discovering the Mamahuhu videos. What is it like for you? I can tell you what it feels like for me, but you are a much bigger part of it. How does it feel? Because it almost feels like, it almost sounds like whatever the right word is, like, oh, we're so cool. But like, it's something that seems like it's just going to live forever as long as there are expats in China. It's something that people will find.
Yeah, I mean, like you're measuring the success by how many views it got in the first week. And then now in hindsight, it's like the success is like people still watch it. Like, you start realizing, like, oh, this is like a small legacy. Like, if I don't do anything else with my life, I'll be known for Mamahuhu somewhat.
That's
something you don't really realize at the time. But people still kind of discover it. Now and again, someone will, like yesterday, someone like, oh, I know you from Mamahuhu, when they were like,
in Hong Kong, actually, I know who asked you, and he's like a newish expat in Shenzhen.
Oh, that's great.
So he's like an open micer expat in Shenzhen.
Yeah.
And he recognized, I really don't believe he was around when we were making the videos at all.
That's good. That's really good.
Which is, really cool. But he's still in the comedy community, but still,
Even just a few weeks ago, we had a friend come stay with us from Shanghai, and her boyfriend had been in Shanghai for a long time, but he'd never ever seen Donnie Does. So we just played a bunch of episodes from him. He was having the best time of his life. He was just like, why have I never seen this? So it's always there. It's always going to be there, and like, it's nice that other people kind of discover it.
Going back to the making of the episodes, and you said many times before that it's like learning on the job pretty much, right? When did you feel like you kind of start to get it? Like you started getting comfortable with, not being panicked, like not in your head about like, oh my God, are we doing it right?
I think it was always maybe towards the very end, like less kind of panic, and also that's a big thing about like dealing with stress, dealing with obviously beginning insecurities and stuff like that as well, like
imposter syndrome, like
but also like maintaining your cool. Like it's like I think there's probably a couple of times where I got kind of, I think few, but especially because my brother, so I'm so comfortable with the brother. So
of course.
We break out into a fight. One time we were arguing, we were filming a scene in Shanghai, just me and him. And then we got into an argument, a pretty heated argument. And then just like these foreign students walked around the corner like, Mamahuhu. We're like, hey.
We're filming a scene. Did it look like you're filming a scene or no?
And I mean, I don't think they caught us swearing at each other, just like having to like switch gears. So that, I forgot what your question was, but just how getting comfortable, very gradually, just kind of picking up skills which are really good to have now. And I think there was the one where I think when we first really implemented storytelling was the rent a boyfriend service for Chinese New Year.
Yes,
with Kay as the host, and that one was like telling like little segmented scenes and stories. Like there was like at the end of it, like he's hired to be the boyfriend. Everything's going great, and like it looks like they're actually falling. Like he's like a prostitute basically. But it looks like they're falling in love. And then as soon as the dinner's over, she turns totally cold and like throws the money at him. And tells him to get out of the car. And we just kind of prolonged that pain more than necessary. I think that was the kind of, especially Johnny said the same thing, is like that felt, this is really, because we're doing a lot of, hey, this does like micro sketches. This versus that, which is not really the same thing. So it was just kind of building up from there. Looking back, definitely, I think I said this before, that I wish at some point we stopped and just made a movie, because we made several movies worth of like the amount of time we filmed. And like, especially with sketches, it translates with what people make on their phone now with TikTok. You're not really disciplining the whole production process as much as a film, and looking back, like some stuff could have been cut down a bit more, could have a better sound or something. I noticed like a lot of episodes have bad sound, which I thought sounded
well, we never had in Aussie terms a soundy back then. Like, sometimes I think we'd have someone helping, but most of the time it was you.
Sometimes, because I'd work other jobs. There was one time where I finished a corporate shoot and just took the whole crew.
Yes, I remember that. I think that was actually one of the ones we did together as well. It was
took
like
the whole crew to like, hey, now let's do this.
They're paid for the whole day. I'm pretty sure it was the locked out one. We had extra people, and like we filmed on like this bar on Xinhualu, not Xinhualu, whatever, somewhere up in the French concession. And then afterwards, we had this scene when I'm asking random people on the street, like, hey, do you have a phone or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
And we had like, 3 or 4 people. Someone was like blocking traffic. I'm like, God damn.
Right. Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah.
We have a proper camera
Got
crew.
a full 12 hours.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like, sir, excuse me.
Yeah.
Don't walk.
Bill the client for the overtime.
Yeah. Yeah, but go back. I have a bit in my act when I talk about the freedoms in China back then. And, obviously, it sounds ironic, hence, trying to make it funny. But people don't understand that is also true. How free it was at the time, at least for us. Obviously, freedom, like many things, are relative concepts. But for us at the time, for me and for you and all of our crew, it felt very free. For example, the Bao An sketch. I don't believe anyone can pull that off today in China. Like with that, proper outfit and everything.
Also, that was originally a sketch written and performed by Drew Friedlich on stage.
Yes.
He's another comedian.
Yes.
And then when it came time to like, hey, we could make this into a real thing, he chickened out at the last minute. He was like, I think I might get in trouble if I wear.
Well, to be fair to him, and I know he's not going to be like mad about this, he was in the process of adopting a kid then.
Right, okay.
So he was just so worried that it's going to come back.
Yeah.
And that's not even an unfair thing because...
Is this you?
It's well, Mamahuhu was so big as well that even, for the agency, I think they were like Anhui or something, smaller chance, but imagine going there like the final paper and they're like, wait a second.
Are you the Lawai Bao?
Are you the Lawai Bao?
Get the fuck out of here.
Exactly. So that is understandable, but
I didn't put that together. I'm sorry, Drew, if you're listening.
But
Great
having great sketch, having Matt and Andy do it together was just so funny.
Yeah.
And Matt, actually, that's Matt is a very good actor, but this is one of his favorite performances for me.
Yeah.
Because he really channeled that like Baoan energy of like, dude, I ran out of fucks in the 70s.
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck out of...
Getting all the little mannerisms down and stuff
The
like
mannerisms, the no concept of time,
Yeah.
no urgency whatsoever. Also, clearly, like, he's using Andy, like the foreigner, just for his own... He knows this is like a temporary moment that he's just dragging out. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm giving it more meaning than it should, but I am looking at Matt's performance and probably that's what he's thinking.
Yeah.
And that's how a Baoan, how's my own Baoan would do as well. If he wants to strike a conversation, he doesn't care how little my Chinese is. He doesn't care that I'm holding a live chicken or whatever that I need to slaughter. Just no concept of time because he just is there forever.
Yeah, you're entertaining me.
Exactly. And that's
you
what
realize
Matt
it.
channeled in that video. And I thought that was really impressive. Because he's just starting topics, he's starting conversations, and Andy has that urgency, and Matt's like, oh yeah, so you white people, it's like, fuck's sake.
Smoke.
Smoke. I've told you this many times, but of all the videos that we won, and this one I wasn't involved in at all, but Stare is probably my favorite all time. As a viewer and as an artist, I look at it, I'm like, that's fucking... And that's actually the one usually that I show people. And of course, it's a slow burn. I don't show them my own unless they ask. But that one, I'm like, watch that first. It's not laugh out loud. It will be funny, but just appreciate it for what it is.
Written by Adam.
Adam, who is the main character, well, one of the two characters in the video.
Oh, and that guy we found, I can't remember who got us him.
He's a trained actor, isn't he?
I don't know. Also, I think... This first time I said it, I think he passed away.
Oh no!
Because he would send me a message every day,
right?
Like good morning, good morning, good
Wow.
morning, good morning, good morning, and then around COVID.
Oh no!
Around COVID stuff. So.
Oh no!
All right,
that would make it. No, but yeah, let's tell the story quickly because that's also again on the subway.
Yeah, so we're just filming like stop after stop in the subway, like taking up seats. Basically, this two people get on the subway, and it's a lot of foreigners complain about, it's get stared at nonstop. Like it's just like they're just. It looks like they're not thinking. They're just like blank stare.
Yes.
And so like the idea was to put in this deep, meaningful like train of thought.
Yeah.
That's been sparked by seeing this foreigner.
Yeah.
And in contrast, what the foreigner's thinking is like way more shallow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that one as well.
It's very cool. What is your favorite to shoot? What was your favorite sketch or video to shoot? Just from like pure fun point of view.
Two really come to mind, but there's probably more. I adore the studio apartment of Great Shame with Adam taking someone back to his studio apartment, which has a glass toilet in the bedroom,
and he's like, "I'm sorry,"
room, which is also the kitchen.
Yeah.
That one just because recently I made a little cut of it and put it online, and it just every time I watch it, I just laugh out loud. But also the one that you're in as well, and this one was really exciting to me because I think it was a level up. And it kind of showed potential for like doing bigger stuff. Was interracial dating problems.
Yeah, I love that one. It's a very cool
because that was like that was almost feeling like a show.
Yeah,
because it had like everyone meeting up, hanging out, and it had like, and it just all the kind of Family Guy style flashbacks.
Yes,
were just like bringing. Because there's so much cast in it as well, just like bringing everyone together.
It did feel like almost like a reunion, like a mega episode kind of feel to it. Yeah,
like big kind of. It's kind of like a celebration.
Yes. And you had actually just bought that camera as well, just very recently.
Yeah,
explain to the dummies like myself. Yeah, what that upgrade was.
Well, in hindsight, like now, all cameras are good.
Yeah,
like, don't think you have to go out and get the most expensive thing you can get. Like,
but you did.
yeah. I need it, otherwise I'm not a real person.
Right. And now I can probably do that quality with my phone.
Yeah, exactly. The equipment, the cameras are not good investments.
Right.
But at the time, I had a few other projects, and they were asking for a certain level of camera, so I kind of saw the opportunity that hey, I could get a Red.
And Red, again, explain to people what Red is.
So it's they just got bought by Nikon, but it's ever changing. But like the two top actually three in cinema cameras are Arri #1. People would argue Sony Venice #2, but very close second is Red. Some people hate Red, but it was like and it's a lot more affordable than the Arri, so it was like a very kind of aspirational. One day I'll be able to own this. I didn't need to, but one day I'll be able to own this, and I'm very, very lucky that I paid it off.
Yeah,
that's
Gemini.
Gemini. So we're making silly YouTube videos. I'm like, I'm going to shoot these with a Red.
Yeah,
I was really excited about that.
And we're shooting that scene like with like a round table, not a round table, all of us hanging out.
Yeah, that was one I brought a crew along.
Yes,
as well. We had a track, lighting. Like
that was so cool. Yeah, sound exactly. I had a sound guy in the track. Yes, and it did feel like even on screen, just the colors popping and everything.
Yeah.
But yes, I did enjoy the shoot with Nora taking me as the boyfriend, and I like fuck up her deal.
The silence between the two of you, just looking at each other, you kind of realize I'm in trouble.
Yeah, it's so cold outside. That was super fun to watch. On the other hand, what was something, you might not like this question, but what was something that you think is in a video that you're like, I really don't want this on, like you wish you had done something differently with the joke, like you're like, that was a dumb joke.
Maybe not so much jokes. Maybe a better later you think of a better punchline and you're like, shit. Like stand-up comedy, we can try it next night.
Of course.
That happened with like sketches later on after Mamahuhu, where just like a more obvious joke came out.
Yeah.
I wish I used that.
Yeah.
But not. I'm a big fan of like a lot of the like super early stuff is quite cringe, but like I'm a big fan of like trying stuff and this like even like so it's so silly or it's so stupid, but there was
some like goofy ones, but those are also fun.
Yeah, like you with the printer scanner. Yeah. Which wouldn't translate unless you live in China, I guess, because everything's contactless.
Exactly. Yeah, which actually I think now is more relatable after COVID, especially because a lot of menus are now like QR codes and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But that has been the case in China for more than decades, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we're talking about it on your podcast, which is a good time to bring it up. Your podcast, you started a podcast relatively recently, talking to the Mamahuhu cast wherever you find them, right?
So I pretty much after kind of finishing the last Mamahuhu stuff, I just kind of let the channel be. But it always kind of felt kind of sad. But I also tried like making a couple of things in Scotland and putting it on as well. And like the immediate reaction wasn't as successful, but also I could see it being confusing as well, because you go from like multicultural casts to all Scottish cast. So I just kind of left it being like, also it's like, you know, that's for kids,
right?
Kind of like I'm gonna do bigger things. And I kind of let it go. And it wasn't until recently I was talking to a producer who was like, why are you not still doing stuff on the channel, and explained what I just said. And he was like, yeah, but just give it time. Just keep trying. Because that's a great asset to have. Like if you have an audience that are willing to follow you on to the next step, then you should definitely utilize it.
Yes, getting organic audience, you know, as someone who's, you know, in the social media sphere and everything, is just so difficult that when you do have them, you really have to hold on to them. Yeah.
So I made a video where I just explained what I've been up to since Mamahuhu, and like what I didn't, you know, it's a shame to let the channel go, and just basically left it to the audience. Like, if you're interested in seeing new stuff, let me know. And everyone, like, the comments are all really, really sweet. Like, and it also like pointed out like a lot of the audience are in different places as well.
Yes,
you know, like everyone's life is.
A lot of the comments were like, we have also grown like you. We have left, and like, yeah.
So. Yeah, I started just trying to connect things like past stuff to the future, and just like also we'd never had the chance to do this before, so started a podcast just to like talk about stuff I'm working on, but also talk about people I work with, and a lot of those are you guys from Mamahuhu. So whenever I'm in the same city like we are now, I'll try and get an episode done and just kind of reflect on it, the stuff we made. If I'm making something new, try and get someone from that on to it and talk about that as well. It's not, I don't have the capacity to do it constantly, so it'll just be naturally when something to support something else I'm working on comes around. But the podcast is not only the only venture under this umbrella. It's called The Mythic Picnic, which is the name of my production company.
Exactly. So we'll get to that production company. You are also working on basically what I assume is one of your bigger dreams, which is to try to have something, a bit of a feature, right?
Yeah. I mean, like doing Mamahuhu, like if I wasn't doing Mamahuhu, sometimes I'd get to do ads, things like that, and then a lot of stuff I got to do is corporate. And you can, as a filmmaker, like if you film weddings, corporate videos, you can make a lot of money, and a lot of people are very satisfied with that. But I think it's because we made Mamahuhu that I was like,
you got the bug.
This is really nice. Like, especially like, sometimes we had events where we would screen stuff. You'd hear the reaction live, which you guys get when you perform. I hadn't really experienced, and it's just like, in my head, it's just like you're orchestrating the audience like up and down. It's very, very
cool.
Addictive. The difference between stand-up and filmmaking is you're like, hey, I want to express myself. Give me hundreds of thousands to millions of pounds, dollars, so that I may do so. Of course.
While
and that's a bigger ask.
Way bigger ask. But you're starting the process of making something now.
Yeah, when I got back to Scotland, like I'd built my career in Shanghai, so when I got back to Scotland, I was starting from scratch, pretty much. Like,
which I think is a common story with a lot of ex-China expats. Even if you are, you know, established in your field or whatever, you go what is home, or even your new home. Sometimes it's your wife's home. And it does feel like, just like so many stories I know, that it just feels like, oh my God, I just lost all of my social network, all of my comforts of my avocado lady and my scooter. You just hear so much of it. And even the Beijing guys, like, you know, the hutongs are gone. And it all feels, and it's an actual reverse culture shock, including the guys in New York as well, which you did an episode with.
The biggest culture shock was like getting progress with something during the weekday, and then nobody messages you during the weekend. You're like, what the fuck's going on? Or like no one messages you after 6 p.m.
Yeah.
And you're like, guys, come on, we can get through this.
Yeah.
So yeah, just getting used to people, living a life.
Yeah, well, actually, I almost chickened. I couldn't do that, so I just came to Hong Kong, where I can still do that.
Yeah.
Where I can still message people at 10 p.m. and it's not weird.
I kind of prefer it because I shouldn't prefer it.
Yeah.
But because my mind is still going and like I want to reach out to people, but nowadays I have to check what time it is. Like, nah.
Yeah.
But sometimes apps, like you say, like send the emails, like send us at 8 a.m. tomorrow. So that's a good lifesaver. That kind of takes you out. But I had to start from the beginning. But luckily I had this portfolio of stuff that I'd made while living in China, and that helped me get get going with work, and also opened the door at the BBC, they had a platform that was for sketch comedy. They had like 2 tiers. One was called The Social, which is like anyone can kind of do. And they give you like a couple £100 to make it. It's nothing really. And a lot of stuff people are making on their phone at that level. And I had my red.
Yeah.
And me and Matt.
So you're making it in way better quality.
So me and Matt are like making sketch. We got a couple of sketches greenlit while we were living together on the Isle of Arran during COVID. And then that got the attention of the next level up for BBC Comedy in Scotland, which was BBC Short Stuff, which is like their own sketch show, but it's more like variety, like let's get different people in. A lot of comedians. And yeah, they said like, hey, make it for us now. And we made the second most popular sketch ever made by them.
Amazing.
It got like 36 million views. It was all about COVID. It was a guy trying to rob a convenience store while he was like wearing a mask, and it's just not phasing the guy at all because everyone's wearing masks.
Yeah.
That's like
I remember that.
Second most popular
cool.
sketch.
Yeah.
And then that led to me like pitching a TV pilot, which was all about living on an island, because I was just like looking around for inspiration. Yeah. Shanghai is so far away. It's like living on an island.
Yeah.
That got greenlit, but only the pilot. It never really got picked up after that. But it did win an award for Best in Writing at the Stairwell Fest in New York.
Nice.
And it's kind of opened the door for submitting ideas, which is like everything is. It's not who has the best ideas, like who do you know? It really is. Yeah. And then then it's about your ideas.
Well, that seems to be a common story, I think, in the arts world in general.
So you kind of have, so I've learned that I don't know if it's the same in stand-up gigs and stuff like that, but you try and have a general, you try and like meet someone, no commitment. They get to know you. You're not scary, you're not like weird. Yeah. And then you ask, can I send you some stuff? And they'll say yes or no. Yeah. Usually say yes at that point. And then that's where you've opened the door. Then you have to wait for them to reply. They've more often than not liked stuff, but I'm in some of the circles now where I can get to do that now. So it's a good step forward.
So where is it at now? And can you, I don't know how much you can talk about the project, but maybe give us an idea.
So yeah, also learned that you have to have multiple things kind of going on. So over the last year or so, I've just been like developing different ideas, some by myself, some with other people, just trying to kind of spread it out. Sorry, let's bring the mic closer to me. Hey. All of the ideas I'm really excited about, but one of them has like caught the attention of the local news, national news, and that was because a well-known writer in Scotland is J.D. Kirk. He does a lot of kind of crime fiction, and he tweeted one day, "Hey, it would be great to do a Scottish horror comedy about midges." And if those that don't know, midges are kind of like mosquitoes. They're kind of smaller and they're in greater numbers. They ruin Scottish summers. Like, they come out in the summer. They're everywhere in the Highlands. Sure. They're not.
So
really
they're just attracted to wet, like dampness.
They need a bit of damp, need a bit of warmth. They don't do well in the wind. They don't do well in direct light. But they just like ruin your life during the summer. Right. So they're culturally very. Everyone's got a story about midges. They're like everyone complains about them. They're kind of like close to like the Loch Ness monster in terms of like a creature that everyone talks about or is in pop culture, but it hasn't actually been in pop culture apart from like there's this old like Highland song about hey the midges come out,
right?
But he said it would be great to do a horror film about midges, and then the BBC News and national press were all like Scottish crime novelist wants itching to make midgie horror film.
Yeah.
And I'd read the article and thought it was hilarious, reached out to him, and we started kind of talking what would be funny to do or what would be fun to do in the tone, and we kind of clicked. He went off and wrote it. And I think he writes like multiple books a year, so he was just like locked myself in the room. He went, here's the first draft. And it was such a good first draft, like a great place to start. For a short time we had another producer involved who from the States, and that got us in the news the second time. Hey, look, it looks like this film's gonna happen. So there's like, that's very rare for a non-existing IP to like to get in the kind of zeitgeist or to get like attention, especially if like the filmmaker like myself isn't in that circle well known. I think that's a really, really good sign. And we've had good responses from the script we have finance companies, like you have studios, you have finance companies that kind of like say, I think I can bring enough to, I forgot the term, but damn, what is it called? I think we could get the funding for this. Like,
sure.
And then if you say like, oh, we have this cast member interested, they're like, okay, so that means you could get this much money. If they're involved, you could get this much money. So there's been little discussions about that, but nothing urgent. So coming up a year now since that news first broke, we decided let's just make a concept trailer to show the tone, the scale, the humor, what we're going for, because one of the things that kind of freaks me out is like people think it's like, if the assumption is it's like amateur horror, like low budget Sharknado kind of thing, whereas we're kind of got a lot more kind of ambition than that. I'm really, really inspired by Korean cinema and how like they dance between genres. They can have slapstick 1 second, family drama the next.
Yeah, like a Parasite
The Host, all that stuff.
Yes.
I really, really admired that, and that's something I really want to try and
even Squid Game was similar as well in terms of like the sheer gore, and then there, not necessarily goofy clowny moments, but there were laugh out.
I think they have some.
I guess so. Yeah, you're right. Like the game sometimes can feel like extra childish, and having adults do certain things. But you're right. Like that. That area is so interesting,
and that really excites me. And I think when you go back and look at Mamahuhu, you can see we're trying that sometimes.
Yes.
Like we can, like the episode where Nora is kind of mean to Adam when she's drunk, and then turns into a horror film.
So funny.
And it's just like there's no joke at the end. It's just like, let's see how scary we can make it. That really excites me.
Yeah.
And this is something I kind of want to try with this. So to make the concept trailer is like you're kind of making a trailer for a movie that doesn't exist, and you're kind of trying to get the feeling across that it does exist, and this is like taken from a film that costs like way more money than you have. And so me and the writer decided to self-fund this like 3-minute piece that we're working on. We self-funded it, but we were so touched that most of the crew came on it for free, which
Amazing.
I feel like I've cashed that kind of token. Like I can't do that.
You can't just ask them. I
can't keep doing that. And the special effects company Motive, who like worked on stuff like Mad Max, came and did the special effects.
Amazing.
No Drama is like a well-known rental house. They gave us equipment for free. Another production company, Blazing Griffin, gave us their insurance. Just so much support for this film. Composers, sound effects, color grading. The guy who just finished, he works for like a big agency in LA, and he just did the new Joker movie poster. Yeah. And I was just like, I like his work. So I messaged him, like, hey, would you be interested? I've got, next to no money, but like this is the idea and this is what we're trying to do. Yeah. He's like, yeah, I'd love to.
What?
So he's doing the movie poster for it.
What I'm learning from this is that it really doesn't hurt to ask.
It doesn't hurt.
You can just email De Niro, be like, "Do you want to do my podcast?"
You never know.
And the worst that can happen be like, nothing, or like, no, fuck off, you idiot.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's the worst. He's not gonna be like, I will sue you for emailing me, right?
Yeah. I mean, we messaged so many special effects companies like, "Hey, got no money?" And it was like, "No, thank you, no, thank you, no, thank you, no, thank you," until we got one. We're like, "Hey, yeah, we."
That is amazing. So right now, what are you looking for, or what's the next step rather?
So it's currently getting composed at the moment, and the sound effects kind of tweaked, so all the final mix will get done, and then it's ready. The color grading's been done, special effects are all done, and then the plan is I've since rebranded Mamahuhu as my production company, Mythic Picnic. I felt it was something I had to do to make the next stuff make sense. So it's going to go on there.
Yeah.
We're really fortunate to know that we know like the news will pick it up.
Yeah.
And they told us like the last time they wrote about the film, it got 100,000 clicks in 24 hours.
Amazing.
So if anything near to that translates to video views, and if we can get like big sites like IGN, Variety, stuff to like share it, that's like a pie in the sky dream. If that can happen and it gets a lot of views, that's only going to help us trying to get the financing. Like then you take that to another studio, or they A24 sees it and they're like, "Hey, it could get the attention of people that you don't even have a connection with." But it's kind of, I know how to get the money for a movie. I have no, like I'm not there yet, but I know how to make something.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that can help connect that dot, and if it gets anywhere near viral, that's only going to help show that there's a gap in the market and people want to see more of this. It's a really funny. I'm really proud of it. The trailer. I'm really excited for people to see it. And
amazing. When it's out, we will definitely be reminding our listeners here to check it out. Finally, Alessio, how do people find you online? Like, how do people find the Mythic Picnic? Or
well, if you want to get inside me, you can go to at Avezzano. At Avezzano on Instagram. If you want to see my portfolio, it's alessioavezzano.com.
Yeah.
Mythic Picnic is the Mamahuhu channel now, so you can find that, watch old Mamahuhu episodes, watch new stuff.
Yeah.
Watch my interview, not as good interview with Mohammed, where we're worried of getting, as we sat down to film it, he's like, we usually don't do podcasts out in the open because you're supposed to have a journalist license.
Yeah, I've been taking risks. Listeners know that by now. I've been taking some liberties for a while, just kind of living on the edge. Thanks so much, man, for joining us. Really appreciate you. Hope to see you again in the region here, and anytime you're more than welcome to jump on. Tell us what you're working on. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Hopefully you did not miss Vivek at all. I definitely didn't miss him, especially that I'm going to go sleep in his bed now. Other than that, you guys enjoy. Have a good week. Don't forget to join us on the Patreon. It's patreon.com/hohopod, where we have an extra bonus content for 15 to 20 minutes every week. And it also helps us pay for all this fancy equipment and building a studio and all of that. And it's just a fun way to support your favorite podcasters in Hong Kong, especially on Kane Road. All right. Bye, everyone.